Hello everyone, I hope you're having a really lovely day and that you've had a gorgeous week as well. I'm here today to do a makes video. Yes, so excited, it's been a while. I have 4 things to show you. So I did I think it was a fabric and pattern haul or a spring sewing plans video a few weeks ago. Not my plans for Me Made May. This was like a spring plans video, and I think I only had 4 plans, but I have changed one. So the one thing that I haven't made yet, it is still in my plan to do, is the Nina Lee Mayfair maxi, but instead I swapped it for a Linden sweatshirt, which I've got to show you. So yeah, it's been a good couple of months for sewing. Especially the last couple of weeks, I've really had like a surge in sewing productivity. Really should have been working instead. I've got a lot to catch up on now, but I was in the zone. I used nap time. I also was really lucky that I had Easter bank holiday Monday as a dedicated sewing day, a whole day sewing. So I definitely got more done than I probably would normally. So, first thing to show you is what I'm wearing, which is my Kalle shirt from Closet Case Patterns. So this is the pattern booklet. So there's 3 different options. There's a shirt dress, there is a cropped, like seriously cropped length shirt, and there is more of a tunic length, which is the one I went for. I knew the shirt dress was not gonna suit me at all because it's quite straight up and down, and where I've got big hips I need a little bit more shaping, especially for dresses, more cinching in at the waist, and I didn't think adding a belt was really going to be my style. The cropped version was definitely not going to be my style. Far too much of a tummy, far too much of a bum, and far too much hips for me to feel comfortable. Some people do, that's brilliant. I don't feel comfortable in a cropped. I like tops to cover my tummy at least. So I went for the tunic length. I've just reacquainted myself with the pattern pieces to remind myself what I'd done. So in the pattern, it does say to choose your size based on your bust measurement. Because there's quite a lot of ease in the pattern, it says it's not necessary to grade between seams. But I ignored that and did it anyway, and I'm glad I did because it does feel a little bit roomier around my hips. I think it would have just been a bit too tight. So I cut a size 14 at the top and from the bust. Then from the bust down to the hips, I graded out to a size 20. I didn't do a 14, I did a 16. 16 at the top and the bust, down to a 20 at the hips, which was the right thing to do. So I'll show you quickly and then I'll talk through a bit of construction. So, stand up. So I love it from the front. I love it from the side, but I wasn't too sure about the tail that's going on here. But having worn it for a couple of days, and I've shown Andy likes it, my friend likes it, my mum all liked it. So I'm going to leave it. I think if I was to sew another shirt, I would probably make the back hem the same length as the front. But yeah, there you go, all its swishy glory. So yeah, I do love it. It's so comfortable to wear. So this is made in the Atelier Brunette rayon that I put in the February Valentine's Day boxes. So beautiful. This fabric is gorgeous. Typically, I have a 14-month-old child and I have stains down it already that I didn't notice. It just comes with the job though, doesn't it? So yeah, it's lovely. I cut it out ages ago, and then we all got really ill with like chest infections, virusy stuff. And I came down with it as I was cutting it out, because by the end of the cutting I was like, whew, I do not feel great. So it was sat, and then I had boxes to make and other things to do, invoices to do. So it got pushed to the back of the pile of important things to do, but I'm really pleased I've made it. I love it. The instructions were really simple, and bonus, there is a sew along on the Closet Case Patterns website as well, which really helped with the collar instructions, just gave a little bit more detail. So yeah, I love it. There's a few bits I had to do a bit of, where was it here? A little bit of hand sewing, hand stitching, just to close off that bit, because I didn't quite match the edge of the button, the collar stand, to the button placket. So I had to just finish that off. I loved the instructions. So the instructions for inserting the collar is a little bit different to what you might have done before, but it was much easier. So she has you stay stitching the shirt neckline and then cutting in the notches already, and it just helped to ease the collar on. So that was brilliant. I thought that was a great idea. And the other thing she did, which I hadn't done before, was to use Wonder Tape, Wonder Web, to close up the collar before sort of stitching in the ditch, you know, getting the final stage, because normally you hand stitch that bit, and I always end up with sort of it's been eased out of proportion and just doesn't quite work. So using Wonder Web was a brilliant idea, and that worked really well. I think the thing I found trickiest was the bias bound hem. That was a real fiddly thing to do, and is probably the main reason I'm not going to adjust the hem length at the back on this shirt, and I'm gonna live with it. I do like it, as I said. I think if it wasn't for the bias bound hem, I probably would change it, but I don't want to do that again. So yeah, but otherwise that is it. It was brilliant. I loved it. I love wearing it. So comfy, cozy. I'm looking forward to some warmer weather coming back as well, because it's going to be really nice to wear with jeans. So yeah, win for this one. Okay, I'm going to go lock the door because I have some deliveries due today and get changed into my next thing. Okay, so next up is my Linden sweatshirt, which I made using this really lovely soft jersey that went into November's Reach for the Stars boxes. So the Linden sweatshirt, it's a sweatshirt pattern, so it suggests using sweatshirting, ponte, that kind of stuff. But I wanted more of a it's a relaxed fit anyway, but I wanted something a bit more lightweight. And I had this jersey in my stash that I've been wanting to use for ages, and I wanted something, because my day-to-day uniform is jeans, jumpers, t-shirts, that kind of thing. I do hope to start wearing dresses a bit more, especially with the summer coming. But I wanted something that was just easy to chuck on. And this is it. So I shall stand up and show you. Ta-da! It goes really nicely with jeans. Super, super comfy. It's got the hem band and the cuff bands as well. I did make an adjustment to this one after making my first one, which is a few videos back. I think in February I showed you guys that one. It was really loose at the back. I think, let me just double check what size it was. So with my first version I made a size 18 all the way through to make sure it fit my hips, which does actually, it's slightly smaller than my hip measurement, but because it was in a stretchy fabric I was like, I can probably get away with it, and I did. But it was then huge on me on top, and I don't mind wearing it around the house for slouching around in, but I don't feel very put together, if that makes sense. If I wear it out and about, it just feels too slouchy in more of a I've gone out in my pajamas kind of way. So I love the pattern, so I was really keen to make another one. So I made the top based on my high bust measurement instead, which is something that I have started doing with jersey fabrics. So I made a size 14 at the shoulders, and then from the bust down to the hips graded to a size 20, 18. And it fits so much better. The neckband went in really lovely. I've added, I don't know if I can show you. Yes, there you go. I've added a little label from Kylie and the Machine, which is so cute. So yeah, really happy with this one. So comfy. I've worn it so much. I wore it on Thursday last week. Andy and me went to the cinema to see the new Avengers movie. Oh, so good. It was so good. No spoilers, promise, but well worth the watch. We were there at 11 o'clock in the morning, 3-hour movie. It was full. Andy has turned me into a bit of an Avengers geek, and I'm okay with that. Love it. So anyway, that's this one. On to the next. Okay, I say make number 3. This is actually the last one that I've made, and I haven't actually finished hemming it yet. I was adding the buttons last night. So this is the Rita shirt dress from Named Clothing. Here's the pattern envelope. So I have been dying to make this shirt since I sent both the pattern and the fabric in previous boxes. So the pattern went into the June boxes last year, and the fabric went into the February boxes last year, so 2018. And actually this is really special because this is the fabric that went into the boxes the month Mia was born. So I obviously was not thinking about making anything at the time, but I made sure I kept some of this fabric. So this is an art gallery rayon or viscose. And it's gorgeous. It's got a real it's got a bit of a metallic print on it as well. It's like dandelions. So it's gorgeous. So I'll stand up to show you. It's going to be really hard to show you the full length, but it goes down to about my ankles, and then it's got a side split that comes up just above my knee, which isn't something I would normally be comfortable with showing that much, or I would never wear a skirt or a dress that short, but because it's so floaty and it's just at the side, it's not a huge deal for me. Only thing I'm going to change is the cord that pulls in at the waist. I thought it was more gold, it now looks more yellow with the dress, so I'm going to find a cream bit of cord to go in. But there you go. This fabric is so floaty and lightweight that it is going to be perfect for the summer. I can't wait to wear it more. The cord is sort of sticking up. The instructions were a bit hard to follow. It's definitely an intermediate pattern. It assumes that you know quite a lot already. And the collar in particular was a fiddly nightmare. But I did get there in the end. I do want to make another one, so I am considering doing a tutorial on the collar because it is really fiddly and a bit confusing. So it's got a yoke, and you can't really do the regular burrito method or the other sort of twisty method that I've done before, because you only sort of half sew the front onto the yoke, so then you have to kind of pull it under the armhole and around the back, and it was fiddly. And then the collar needs a lot of easing to stitch it in place. Got there in the end. Thank goodness I had lots of time, so I started making this on Bank Holiday Monday. So yeah, thank goodness I had lots of time dedicated to doing that. The other thing I would do if I was to make it again would be to move the channel for the cord down a little bit more to my natural waist. It's a little bit high on me at the moment. But I made a straight size 48 based on the finished measurement sizes, finished garment sizes, which fits a 43 3/4 inch bust. And then it's a 46.5 inches at the hip, so plenty of room for me to move around in, for me to run after Mia. Yeah, it's really gorgeous. I love it. I'm so comfortable in it. Don't really want to take it off. I do still need to hem it, and like I say, I will change the cord because it's a bit too bright. It doesn't quite go with the fabric. But that's it. don't think there's anything else to say. I had this cut out months and months and months ago, all the way back in January. I cut this out, ready to sew, and I've only just made it. So yeah, that was a long time coming, but I'm glad I finally got there. Okay, one more to show you. I have briefly shown you the next one, but I'm going to show you a bit more detail. Okay, so the final thing is my Winslow culottes from Helen's Closet, which I got made a couple of months ago now, and I am loving them. So I will film the culottes in a minute because I need to move the camera to show you, otherwise you won't really see very much. So I'll insert that now. Okay, so I can just about get the full length in. I'm not going to show you too much because you don't want to see my pasty legs, but there you go, super swishy, lots of space, dodgy socks on, obviously it doesn't quite look right, but there you go. So yeah, I am loving wearing these. I was a little bit unsure on the length on me, but I think it's okay. I quite like wearing them as a sort of more of a wintry garment with black tights and boots and a cardigan, but I did wear them when over Easter, when we had that little heat wave, with a white top and some sort of slip-on sandals, and they looked quite nice as well. So really easy. I cut a size 20 to fit at my waist, because there's so much ease in the hips that there was no worrying about any alteration. So just, yeah, if you're thinking about making these, you just need to make them fit your waist. So yeah, cut a straight size 20. I French seamed everything except the crotch because of the zip. It would have been a bit fiddly. I even French seamed the pockets, which I didn't think was doable, but I googled it, and I did find it was a bit fiddly, and it added obviously a couple of extra steps, but I wanted to make sure that, because this fabric frays like a you know what, so yes, French seamed pockets. The zip went in without too much hassle. It's the first time I've inserted a zip in a really long time. Since I was pregnant with Mia, I mostly have been sewing with jersey or sewing really loose fitting pullover kind of tops. I don't think I've done any dresses, but lots of jersey sewing. So I'm excited now to start sewing more woven stuff as well. So yeah, zip went in fine. I have plans, if you watched my Me Made May plans video, I have plans to make a full length pair for the summer in super swishy fabric, and I'm going to do the elasticated back hack, which is on the Helen's Closet website. So if you're thinking of making this, recommend checking that out, because I think that's going to be a lot more comfortable for the summer as well. So that's everything this week. I hope you've enjoyed watching and checking out my latest makes. It's been really nice filming a makes video. So hopefully the next video will be May's unboxing. I've got the first load of fabric has just arrived for the May boxes. I'm excited, it's gorgeous. So yeah, hopefully there'll be an unboxing coming your way really soon. Anyway, I hope you have a lovely week everyone, and I will see you all soon. Bye!